Um, is this thing on? Yes, it's rolling. Now, just like I rehearsed. Aloha, my lovely mortals. I still can't believe I'm in Angie's house. This place is so much cooler in person. The message he sent a few months ago said I could make some reviews while he and his friend were away. Well, I brought a couple of my games with me here just to test the waters a bit to see how well this goes. This is gonna be so much fun. Though, now that I think about it, the model fields might be a little confused about Angie's disappearance. I'd better inform them about what's going on. Costume change! Hello, class! As some of you might be aware, your normal teacher, Angelos the Angel Gamer, couldn't make it in today due to being caught up with other work, so I'll be filling in for him. My name is Surir Embrace. No need to call me Mr. Brace, Surir is just fine. Yes, person in the back? I assure you I'm a boy, despite how feminine I look. Trust me, I get that a lot. As I was saying, I specialize in games that were only released in certain parts of the world, mostly Japan only ones. I'm kinda new to the whole game reviewer thing, but this is all for my best friend Angie. So I'll try my best to tell you what these games are all about, with my somewhat limited knowledge of Japanese and such. In today's lesson, I thought we'd start with something simple, Koisuru Purin for the Nintendo DS. The game's full title is Koisuru Purin Koi wa Daiboken Dr. Kami no Yabo? Yeah, some Japanese games have really long names and subtitles. Get used to it. Translated into English, the name is Pudding in Love, Love's Big Adventure, Dr. Sweetness's Ambitions? I'm just going to refer to it as Koisuru Purin for simplicity. This title is based upon a manga of the same name, which is written and illustrated by a mangaka called Hiromu Shinozuka. It had 5 volumes and was published from 2006 to 2008 by Chow, a Japanese magazine targeted towards young girls. The story is about a 13-year-old by the name of Rina, who's staying with distant relatives due to her family working abroad. She would then meet the Kikawa twins, Naoya and Tomoya, and Rina quickly develops a crush on the latter. However, she also meets an anthropomorphic pudding that's staying with them called Koisuru Purin, or just Purin for short. That's literally just Japanese for pudding, so let's just call her Pudding. She was originally a large flan made for a boy by his mother many years ago, but the dessert was too much for him, so it was left behind. Later became a Sukumugami, traveled all over Japan looking for a home, and the twins found her in this house when they moved here. Anyway, Pudding seems to despise Rina, also happens to have a crush on Tomoya, and hijinks ensue from there. They also meet some other anthro food yokai along the way. That's the basic gist of it. I've only read a little bit of it online, mainly as research for this video, but it does look pretty cute. A DS game based upon the series was released in late 2008, developed by Tamsoft and published by Triforce. Funny story, I found out about it while looking at random DS games on GameFAQs. Around that time, I was looking for some cute and easy platformers to play. I didn't want to play through Kirby Superstar Ultra again for the 15th time. And this game seemed like it fit that description to a T. So, was it everything I hoped for? Let's find out. Despite this being a kids game, it has quite a lot of cutscenes and dialogue. Though, this is the standard for a lot of licensed games, since they probably wanted to emulate the feel of the source material. My Japanese is pretty rusty, but I'll try my best to explain what's going on. Pudding and Rina are arguing about who Tomoya truly loves, while some of the other characters are observing and commenting on the situation. When suddenly, a large metal object falls from the sky and lands near our cast, and it turns out to be a machine being piloted by a boy named Dr. Sweetness, who claims to be a great genius and has come to take away the love of his life, which so happens to be Rina. But Tomoya, in an act of courage, won't let him, and offers to be taken away instead. So Dr. Sweetness does just that, knowing Rina will come after him, and tells everyone that he and Tomoya can be found at his private isle, Sweetness Island. So Rina, Pudding, and the others fly to Sweetness Island with Rina's aeroplane. Except Naoya, because I guess he didn't want to get involved. You're really not concerned about your brother? Then again, I've heard he's kind of a jerk. However, mid-flight, the plane somehow catches on fire. I mean, a 13-year-old was flying the thing, what did you think was gonna happen? And everyone is forced to evacuate. We then see a sleeping Rina woken up by Pudding, and the two realize they've been separated from everyone else. They try to get a move on to find the others, but for some reason Rina keeps falling asleep. And it's due to the island's radio waves? It's the story explanation for something that occurs during gameplay, I think. So it's up to Rina and Pudding to find their friends, get through Dr. Sweetness's forces of artificial food yokai, and eventually defeat him to rescue Tomoya. That's everything that happens in the opening anyway. There's cutscenes before each level, but if I covered every single one, I'd be here forever, so let's not do that. Koisuru Purin is a very simple platformer. For the most part, you'll be controlling Rina, who can attack enemies by jumping on them, and can climb ladders, with her main drawback being that she can't swim. This game's main twist comes into play with the food yokai that tag alongside her. If you press A, Rina and her current partner will do a combo move, and if you press X, Rina will doze off and you'll instead be playing as the yokai. By pressing X again, you can have them come back to Rina. But if you find the bell and touch it, Rina will be brought back to the yokai instead. The partners don't have health bars and only get stunned for a little bit if they're hit, though they'll cause Rina to lose health if they touch lava or fall into a bottomless pit. And you can only control them for so long, with the bottom screen showing how much time you have left. But you can find something called a yokai drink, and drag it to the partner you're currently using on the touchscreen to extend their playtime. There's 5 yokai partners in total, and each one has different skills that will aid you. There's also a special 6th one, but more on her later. Pudding is the most athletic of the bunch. She can move the fastest, has a double jump, in addition to being able to wall jump, and can also perform her pudding kick, which is a decent attack and is also great for crossing large gaps. Her combo move with Rina is a high jump. Candy is able to summon and throw exploding sweets that can destroy certain blocks. She can also pick up and throw blocks with candy symbols on them. Candy's combo move is an exploding sweet kicked by great distance by Rina. Soda Ice can melt and re-solidify herself. While melted, she can climb up walls and move through small crevices. The combo move allows Rina to surf at top speeds, somewhat of a remedy for her water weakness. Coffee Jelly, the only male playable character in this Taco Fest, can throw coffee beans in 8 directions. His combo move is a spread shot. He's one of the best characters for combat, and I always use him for boss fights when he's unlocked. And Subscream can attack in 8 directions with a spear, similar to Coffee Jelly, albeit lacking range, but she can also grab and swing onto these ice cream panels. Subscream's combo move is a giant spear that can be used to attack above you, or as a pogo stick to cross spike pits. Now, let's talk about the special one I mentioned earlier. Every enemy when defeated drops food, which can be collected by Rina to restore health. But when that's full, it will slowly fill this smiley face icon on the bottom screen. Fill it completely, and Pudding and Rina confuse together to become someone called Purina! Isn't that also the name of a pet food company? Anyway, what can she do? Well, she takes a copy of the game and breaks it in two! Purina is absolutely busted! She's invincible, can fly, can attack continuously with her wand, turning any level or boss fight into a complete joke! Not only that, the transformation lasts for a whole minute! And you can also use yokai drinks to extend the time further! Purina is God! Sorry, I really shouldn't strain my voice like that. I should also mention that the transformation runs out, you'll be brought back to the start of the room you were in. I guess to prevent softlocks? However, if you cancel the transformation yourself with X, you won't get sent back. Weird setup, but okay. And as overpowered as Purina is, she still has a weakness that the other yokai have, not being able to climb ladders. Ah, ladders, my only weakness. Koisuru Purin isn't a very long or difficult game. It's incredibly easy and short actually, but that's understandable since its target audience was young girls. Again, enemies always drop food when defeated, so running low on health is mostly a non-issue. The game only has 5 worlds with 5 stages each and a boss fight in the end, and the stages themselves rarely ever get challenging. The only time it has a resemblance of difficulty is in World 4, where there's lots of platforming over bottomless pits and lava. I actually managed to get a game over in my footage because I was being too careless in one level. What a rare sight. The bosses are kind of a joke too, because all you need to do is switch to your food partners, which again, have no health bars, and have them fight while Rina stays out of harm's way. And everything can be finished even faster if you abuse Purina. Though, if you want to get more out of this game, you could try 100%ing it by going for the collectibles. Scattered across each stage are 14 medals, 10 bronze, 3 silver, and 1 gold. Again, these are something you can go after if you want to get the most out of Koisuru Purin, which I think you should do, because these stages can be finished quite quickly if you're just blazing through them normally. Though the rewards for collecting these coins are kinda lame. See, there's a dress up feature that allows you to change the color and pattern of Rina's dress. It's cute, but not terribly exciting. Though oddly enough, the patterns, how do I put this? Stay in place as Rina moves around. If you've ever watched Chowder, it's kind of like how patterns on the characters worked in that show. And yeah, the medals just unlock more patterns and colors for Rina. The reward for 100%ing the game being the color black for some reason. I collected every medal and all I got was this lousy funeral dress. Back to the medals real quick, one thing I hate about going after them is that they work off Yoshi's Island logic, meaning you can't get some and the rest later. They all have to be collected in one go if you want to 100% the stage. I hate games that do that. And some are out of reach until you've unlocked a certain partner, so backtracking is inevitable. Though some stages can be 100%ed early on through careful use of Purina. Yes, you in the back. Am I gay? No! Why does everyone keep asking me that? Well, I know why, but I wish people would stop. Back to Koisuru Purin. I love the game's visuals. The environments and backgrounds are all pleasant to look at, and each character looks adorable in sprite form. I especially love the design and concept of this biscuit hydra. I mean, what's not to love? It's a freaking biscuit hydra! The character portraits during the cutscenes are nice too, though one thing I find a little odd is that Rina's hair in the portraits look blonde, but her hair on an in-game sprite looks more brunette. It still looks nice either way though. And oh my goodness, the soundtrack! When I was looking at clips of this game online to see if it would be something I'd like or not, that was one of the main things that convinced me to get it. The composers didn't need to go this hard for the game's score, but they did anyway, and it's fantastic! Objectively, Koisuru Purin is just a simple and easy licensed 2D platform for the Nintendo DS, but I'd be lying if I didn't say it was a bit of a guilty pleasure of mine. But can you blame me for thinking so? The visuals are absolutely adorable, the soundtrack is surprisingly wonderful, and while the game is mostly just kinda average at best, I think it has a lot of really interesting ideas, mainly the partner mechanics, and maybe that dress up feature too. I'd totally love to see another game like it, with its ideas and features refined. If you're looking for a cute and easy platform to play with some killer tunes, by all means look into this one. Used copies of it are pretty cheap online last I checked, and it should be pretty easy to get into since it doesn't require a ton of Japanese knowledge to navigate the menus. And if you're looking to emulate, there's actually a fan translation of this game floating around on the internet, though it is unfinished. Everything but most of the cutscenes have been translated, and the only one that was is the opening, with Google Translate, and it's not even close to being accurate. I'd recommend watching it if you want a good laugh though. Well, that's the end of my lecture. I hope you all learned something from this. Oh, and by the way, I'm not actually a teacher. I was just cosplaying and acting like one for a bit of fun. This will probably just be a one-time thing, but maybe I should use this costume in Blackboard again some other time. I quite enjoyed this. I'll be off preparing things for our next lesson, so thank you all for watching, have a lovely rest of your day, and you are all dismissed. Except you person in the back. See me after class. So Dr. Kami just... So Dr... I said Kanmi. Ugh, I'm supposed to be translating this. It tells everyone that he and Tomoyo can be found in his private isle, Sweetness Island. Did I get another Pocket Camp notification? I thought I turned those off. Sorry, this is... I shouldn't be getting distracted. For the most part, you'll be controlling Rina, who can attack enemies by jumping on them, and can climb ladders. Did I get another Pocket Camp notification? Let me do that again.